Welcome to the Smart Nonsense Podcast, where we talk about smart nonsense. Back at it again.
I got a Diet Dr. Pepper today. Diet Dr. Pepper. We're back after one day off in this new season.
Why you go diet?
That's your question? I don't know. Okay, for one, I don't drink soda.
Be a man. Have a Dr. Pepper.
No. For one, I don't drink soda.
If you don't drink soda, then have a real soda.
0 calories.
Yeah, be a man, dude.
Oh, the Be a Man intro. Okay.
Fucking man up.
Well, I drink my delicious Diet Dr. Pepper.
Dude, that's such bull. That's one of those things where they put all the fucking fancy shit in there so they can say 0 calories, and it's just gonna end up clogging you. Just the same.
Well, it might. It's all bad.
If not worse, because you think. But the problem is you think it's not bad, so you drink more of it.
Maybe. You know,
you're gonna be clogged up, dude.
Just about the only thing I know is most things should be kept in moderation. So I've just had a crate of these here for a month, and I was thirsty and I was out of LaCroix, so I had cracked one open.
You ordered crates of soda? I thought you don't drink soda. Orders crates of soda.
Didn't mean to derail the intro. Welcome back.
Thanks, dude.
One day off. Soda intro. What happened yesterday? I think it was on me.
You're single-handedly running a $1 million agency.
Shouldn't be. That's actually. It's
on track to be a $1 million agency.
On Project 4. It's been like 3 months.
Yeah, and it's
accidental $1 million agency. Kill me.
No, but that's what happens, dude. Jordan's gonna play up. I was just listening to a podcast though, Founders Podcast, talking about focus, and this is Warren Buffett saying how everyone thinks an opportunity costs, like all the smartest people. Granted, we'll take cash, dude. Cash.
What's mine on $1 million?
I don't know what kind of machine gun barrel. We're aiming you at the right spot, but like you got a lot of talent. There's definitely something better for you. This morning I almost had you making an SAT course. So
the issue with the agency stuff, it's not even really an issue. It just needs. We have 4 projects going on in parallel right now. That's all it is.
2 editors.
It's 4 projects in parallel with me, 2 editors, and my brother. We're putting we're tying the bow on project number 1. We're in production of project number 2. We're pitching project number 3. We're meeting tomorrow for the first time on project number 4.
So project number 4 was that? That was the one where it's the 2 random people that were like we were on a call way back. That's funny.
So we're winning for once
for the game, dude.
Yeah, we're winning for once.
And almost at 200K MRR, could be up to 223. So they say.
Not to be confused with the tone and the energy you injected into that.
Was that negative?
Just flat.
Just
flat on a high. Flat on a high. I feel like
what's the thing to have fireworks go off? I don't know how to. No,
there they are.
Oh, nice. Thanks, dude. And no one even sees that because it's just in Riverside. No, that's great, dude. That's really good.
What did I miss yesterday?
Money's nice. Yes. Well, I didn't do any. Oh, I will say, dude. This is one of those anti-goal things. The only way I really radicalize is I think I need a call a day.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying I don't think I got one yesterday. And it only got suspended from my hockey league again. And I don't want to say they're correlated, but there's a good chance it's correlated.
Was this the league?
Clip if anyone wants to see that.
Was this the league you're already suspended from?
Yeah, I got suspended last week, and I got suspended again this week.
In your first game back?
Yeah, one of. So it's not a good look. It's the same ref too.
Here's
the thing, dude.
You.
I didn't even mean to transition into this. I just want to talk about having more calls, but um, hockey. There's some rough housing in hockey, but I'm in now a no checking league. So this guy kind of like hit me. He was playing pretty aggressive. He's a big boy. He was actually nasty. Like he could have. He played on like the development team for US. Um, not gonna look like that from the clip, but he kind of hits me in the head. I got angry, and I do this thing that you're not supposed to do. It's like known as a bad don't do this move. But
bad.
I put my stick between his legs and go up like that really quick, so like sack tap him. And I got him clean, and he turns around and fucking mauls me. Like, and he's a big dude. He's like 6'3", 200 plus, all muscle too. And he like it was like a ground and pound. Like if you see in the UFC, there's just one person just fucking destroying the other. But they throw me out because I hit his balls. He just got like a normal penalty, and I was like, dude, he
Gloves
just
off?
bashed my fucking. No,
Oh,
because I have a cage on, so it would just hurt him.
but you're on the ground getting wailed on.
Yeah, you see in the clip, my legs are in the air, my skivvies. I don't watch the camel. But I didn't want to fight back. I just had to take it because I'm like, I can't get fucking super suspended.
Yeah, at that point, did you know you were probably going to get suspended?
I didn't know if the ref saw the sack tap because it's one of those quick little things.
But the guy probably told the ref.
The ref saw it. He saw it. It was pretty blatant because like the ref almost called a penalty on him like hitting me because it was borderline, and I thought it was like, I thought it could have been a penalty, so I was angry and sack tap.
Men's league sack tap, huh?
Well, here's the thing though about hockey. I think there's a lot of self-policing because basically I thought he stepped over the line. Then I pushed the line a bit too much. Then he brought it right back. And I think we ended up pretty level. Like we're happy where we ended up. I played with him like a lot. And he's like, I saw him after the game and we see each other and we just both look and like laugh and like dap each other up. Like, dude, that was wild. So it's like we're chill, but fucking Donnie, the ref, has my number. So now he just keeps throwing me out first thing. I fucking swear to God. And last time I got suspended.
There's got to be checks
like,
and balances. You can't just get away with,
Yeah, I'm. Here's the thing. Okay, I've never felt like a couple years ago when we had the who's the dude with his Rodney King ass, the black dude that got killed, police riots.
George Floyd,
dude.
Oh yeah,
I don't want to say that I now sympathize with that movement, but I feel a little bit discriminated against, because I feel like I haven't been treated equally under the law.
Because
and
of
so
history.
I have no problem with my suspension. I'm just like, if I'm suspended, he should get suspended too. It'll make more sense if you're seeing the clip because
no, this is good. This sounds like a good learning moment actually. That's not that's not the kind of the thread and the bob and the weave I thought you were gonna loop together, but you did.
No, well, I didn't either really. It's just, yeah, I'm okay with my penalty. I just wish someone came with me because I felt like we did equal. He did a UFC ground and pound, so it's like nothing for that. I had one more too because right now I'm basically like, I don't know if you ever got in trouble. Like in middle school, I got suspended a lot, so I'd like go to the principal's office, and there's this like awkward waiting period. I asked you a question, didn't even wait for your answer.
I didn't get in trouble that much. Okay. No. So
good for you.
You go on.
And it'd be a chair like this, and you're just sitting like in the office, and like you're waiting for the vice principal to then call your parents and fill them in. So they don't know yet, but you know. And it's like this really awkward, like, oh fuck, they're about to know. And then your parents gotta like come into the office, and your parents are conflicted because they're like, who do I believe, my son or the school? Because school is kind of hard. Like they'll do some lay down the law, so they don't know who to fight for. And the VP, like, you just don't know what your sentence is gonna be. So like, dude, I just feel like a criminal, and I'm like, I don't like the man's coming down against me, and I don't like it because I've been kind of I've been without control. It's been the Wild West, and this is the first time where like there's some sort of police force around
Treating
me,
you unfairly,
and I'm like, dude, if I
searching
got,
and seizing you and
I don't want to say there'd be really bad if I got like kicked out of the Chelsea Piers and couldn't play hockey.
just for being you.
I
Imagine
would
that.
actually turn to crime. Like no joke. Like it could be crazy.
Villain origin story.
But no, dude, just a little sack tap. That's all it was.
Wow.
Uh,
So okay, you're out for the next 3 games or so?
we're gonna see. Well, I'm in the office right now. I'm waiting for the
Oh,
vice
you don't
principal
have
to.
your sentence.
I don't yet.
Who's
I got back from the game and I clipped the thing and I sent it to the captain to talk to just like a little governing body that I have to go through.
because the ref goes to the commission that goes to the
Yeah,
board
the
of the
commissioner, dude.
intramural hockey league,
Yeah, Danny. It goes to Danny.
and you have video evidence
I have
trying
video
to support
evidence.
your case.
I tried to support it last time, and their argument last time, because this guy like hit me in the head, and then I fucking hacked him, which I think we talked about. And they're like, no, you're not allowed to retaliate. Like, there's just zero tolerance on that. Like, okay, well, this guy just ground and pounded me. So like, what's that, dude?
Oh, interesting tactic.
So I'm like,
you're trying to you're trying to maybe. I see why you're going to turn to crime now. You want fair and equal.
Just give me the law, dude.
Right.
If I know I broke it, but he also broke it. So is he gonna
retaliated?
I'm like, I retaliated with the sack tap, but then he retaliated to my retaliation. But they're gonna be like, a sack tap's like the worst thing in the world. I'm like, no, it's not. Grow up. And then at the end of the day, we don't even need a sentencing because we both just laughed about it after. He got his fucking anger out, and fucking I did too. So it's like the world's happy without the ref here. But hey, dude,
don't turn
hope
to
I'm
crime.
not kicked out. That's
don't turn to crime.
You don't want to see me as fucking the Joker.
I have one thread. It just says
penguin.
Oh, I'm supposed to be a penguin for Halloween. Presto the penguin. It's kind of like Moo Dang, but a penguin.
Dude, I'm gonna be a pangolin.
Huge.
Like, remember this guy you guys all fucking blamed?
Little armadillo.
Wasn't even him.
I have one thread. It's Geoguessr. And I don't know if we want to open up that Pandora's box. That really pissed me off.
That pissed me off. And this is one of those, like, dude, betrayed by the man again, dude. I finally find a game I like. I hear you go to pro, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to go pro. And
well, so we're in exploratory mode of smart nonsense SAT, right? Creating some sort of game or something that's a completely new method for getting a great score on the SAT.
It starts with, it's more like creating a new way to learn. And the first like manifestation is SAT.
Correct. And so we start playing all the games, and honestly, kind of kapooch. Like, we're playing Trivia Crack. That game kind of sucks. It's riddled with ads. Duolingo's really nice. Duolingo is really nice.
But like all the SAT apps are garbage. Just like an afterthought with all of
What
those.
else did we play? That's kind of it. But then we downloaded Geoguessr because it's a trivia game.
I tried a bunch of different trivia ones, and they're all pretty garbage.
But not Geoguessr.
No,
Geoguessr is a beautiful,
sucked me right in.
Beautiful interface, beautiful premise. For those that don't know, you enter a game and they drop you in one little tile of a Google Maps screenshot. And with only that information, you got to guess where in the world you are. And here's the beauty of Geoguessr, right? That's a very difficult premise. But you would be surprised that, like, you'll make a guess. Maybe you play 10 rounds. I'd say 2 or 3 of them, I was within 50, 100, 300 miles. And that is like,
dude,
when the ding, ding, ding goes off and you get dopamine from being that close, locked me right in.
Okay, there's this guy, John Fio. He has this idea, like, basically execution's bullshit. Like, the idea is everything.
Oh.
Or like execution's like table stakes. And I'm starting to come around to that because I'm like, this app was beautifully executed, but like the idea of just you see Google Maps and you're like, oh, Street View is pretty cool. But to have the idea of like, oh, let's just play that little guy that you drop on the street, and that's just you, and you're gonna guess where you are, and it's kind of like a fucking throwing a dart at a board. Like the closer you are, the higher the points. Like just such a brilliant, elegant idea, and you can all play it in the app. It's freaking amazing. I do want to say, I had a little grudge because when I first started playing the game, like you get dropped in and you can like it's like normal Google Maps where you can like go down the street, and I'd always go and I'd like look for signs and try and figure out the language, and then I'd be like, okay, it's probably this country. But then you're like, no, dude, pros don't do that. They just go into 360. They just swivel around, look. And so I switched my play style to like be on the same page as you. And then you out of nowhere, you're like, oh wait, I watched the video that you sent, and actually the pros, they move around.
World Pro Tournament of Geoguessing, which is crazy because they'll get the intersection. They'll see like a fire department of the town they're in.
Right. So where'd you start to derail? Because you were liking it a lot, and out of nowhere, you just deleted it on me. I don't know.
Here's
punchline.
So here's where I start to derail. For one, it's frustrating. It's a frustrating joy.
What's funny? This is supposed to be a positive podcast, but okay.
I can be negative about my personal experience. We sometimes get a little negative about others behind their back on the pod. Where it starts to derail, well, it was this frustrated joy of when you have the free game, you can only play like one round every 30 minutes or so, or an hour. And I was traveling on Friday. I was going to St. Louis to see our boy Jesse Puggi from Growth Assistant and Gateway
That's
Ventures.
what I wanted to talk about. Okay.
Yeah. Well, we might have missed the boat on that one for this pod.
Oh, fuck.
Because we're in the Geoguessr thread at minute 17. But that's all right because we're home from the Azores. And
we're in St. Louis, apparently. Not there yet, actually. We're in a miscellaneous.
I'm in the airport.
Land.
No, so
in the airport.
I meet Jesse Puggi for lunch in St. Louis for the day. After lunch, I worked in their office for a bit, but I had a lot of time on a Friday afternoon, evening in the airport, like 3-4 hours. And so I was getting kind of angry already. There's a bubbling anger that I have so much time to kill and I can really only play one game of Geoguessr every 30 minutes. So I bite the bullet because I think it's a great game and I upgrade to pro.
It's a $3.50 bullet, but yeah.
$3 a month. I bite the bullet. Okay. Then let's see what happens next. Then I board the plane. Okay, yeah.
Quick thing, that's why they have to pepper so many ads because like everyone's freaking out about spending $3 a month. Normally.
Oh yeah, actually, that wasn't actually my issue paying for pro because it's a great game. It's not that much money, and compared to like a Trivia Crack, which is a free game, but it's riddled with disgusting like slot machine ads and just like horribleness. So it actually wasn't the price or anything, but it was this like I want to play more and I can't. And then I had to upgrade. Okay, so then I'm waiting on my plane, and that's when we started kind of playing sync. Because you must not have been doing anything, and nothing, I certainly
I was cracked out, dude. Once you turned me on to it, I don't know if I turned you on it. Whatever happened, I was sucked in.
Well, yeah. So here's the underlying thing about fixations in games. Okay, I don't know if it's clear on the podcast, but you have the similar gene of like, I don't have any games on my iPhone because once I get one, kind of like Fortnite 3 months ago, it becomes the only thing I can do. In fact, I stopped going to work sometimes to play Fortnite.
You want to see me on Friday, dude?
On that chair?
Actually down there on the other one.
On your beanbag. You have
on the beanbag, yeah.
So many places to sit and lay down in that closet. And okay, so yeah, we start playing sync. And we start dueling each other, which is like I get some screenshots and I guess, and then it goes to you, and then I have to wait for you to guess, and then whoever gets closer gets the point.
So it's like a semi-sync. It's actually async, but we were playing so close together that it was semi-sync.
Yeah, we were like taking screenshots and texting. It was all happening at the same time.
But you can legit play like heads up, which is fucking crazy. That's the one where I was literally sweating bullets. Like I had to change my shirt after playing those games.
With strangers.
Yeah.
And so it all kind of comes to a head. There's one thing that really pissed me off about the game,
Oh.
which is what I said earlier, when you get the most dopamine from the game is when you get dropped somewhere that you like kind of recognize. You're like, oh, those houses look Japanese. Oh, that's a little truck that I've seen in New York before. Or this looks like the Pacific Northwest. I had enough rounds where they'll drop you in like a back alley, either back alley Nicaragua or a forest preserve in Ukraine, and there's just nothing to go. I I don't know if we're gonna roll a B-roll or anything, but it's like a dirt trail and trees on both sides, and that's when I
Well,
just had this feeling like the world is too big and I'm too small, and I
yeah,
had to
you've
delete
been
the
saying that
game
a lot,
right
dude.
then and there. It's the
Well,
world is
here's the
huge.
problem. I think you got really biased because of Latin America. Latin America is just a big old sand town, the whole thing. And then if you go in Brazil, it's a fucking jungle. Just sand towns and
No,
jungles.
well, that
And they
would
all
piss
look
me
the
off
same.
too because I think I'm in Nicaragua and then you're in like southern India. The
Oh,
answer is southern India, and I'm like, what is real anymore?
well, that's the thing. Because I kept getting pissed off there. I think it's just a different mentality where you're a quitter and I am a perfectionist. So I then tried to start learning about, okay, let me go off the sun.
Dude.
Are we in the northern
Yeah.
or the
Oh,
southern
that
hemisphere?
also pissed me off. You're like, you got the hemisphere wrong because the sun's setting over here, and I'm like, I'm not trying to play sun games.
No,
I'm trying to
no.
recognize
Here's
like places
no,
I've
dude.
been.
I don't like that. I don't like that because here's the thing. What I do understand is if you're one of the people that you're looking at the antenna on the car and you're like, this one's
That pissed
only
me
in
off
fucking
too.
Senegal. Okay, no, I'm with you on that. That pisses me off.
Oh, let me give
But I'm
so quick context on that. We watched a video of how to be good at Geoguessr, and this guy spends 15 minutes. He's like, as soon as you get to a place, just look straight down and then memorize all of the cars that the cameras come on for Google Maps. Because this one with black tape is Uruguay. And this one that's a pickup truck is Senegal every single time. And it's just, oh,
yeah.
the end.
Anywho,
Continue your point. So that's
my
car
point.
hacks.
I agree. Car hacks are bullshit because that's not actually relevant. But what I do think is relevant, I kind of like the yeah, I'll get there in a sec. I like how
Don't
you ever
clam up.
watch like Survivor Man or like what were the shows?
Survivor, man.
Yeah, they just leave this guy out by himself. It was like the
Oh, alone.
Bear Grylls had another one. I forget what it was called. But like, I just feel like you throw me somewhere, and I like the idea that I'm looking at the sun, and if I got a compass, I'm like, oh, the sun's in the north. Well,
How do you
that
even?
means I got to be in the southern hemisphere. I think that's
Oh,
just like a nice life skill to know. Just kind of quirky.
yeah.
It's like I never thought to look at the sun and be like, oh yeah, the sun's kind of in the south, so I must be in the northern hemisphere. Like I just like that I learned that.
Like
Uh,
along east to west, it's kind of southerly.
along
The
east to
like, how do you even know? How do you even know if the sun's like rising or setting in these photos?
well, I started looking outside my apartment because I know, like, if it's like summertime or like whatever you call it, it's like it's gonna be directly overhead, so you're fucked. But if they took it in like any other season, like a fall or a spring, then it's got to be on cockeyed Joe on a little angle. So you just got to know, okay, the angle in New York, it's a little bit
Oh,
south. So you just look, it's
so
like,
you
oh,
started
it's
looking
roughly
up
south.
in GeoGuessr?
I see where the sun is, where the light's coming from, and I'm like, okay, this is the hemisphere, and then just cancels half the world.
And then
Like,
yeah, and then
and
you're thinking about what side of the road they're driving on, and having
yeah,
to know
which is a
which.
good one. No, I like that one too. I don't know why that one pissed you off because I didn't know Japan. They're on the left side of the road. No
Here's
idea.
one. Here's one we didn't know early on, because you kept guessing in China. Uh,
Yeah,
Google Maps don't exist there. I told you,
yeah.
you got to get out of China, Pop. It's
Well, what
always
pissed me
Taiwan
off?
or Japan.
We had this really hard one. It was on an intersection, and the only really thing we had was like a truck, and you somehow fucking nailed Taiwan, and you're like, that's a Taiwanese truck. I
No.
know that. And I'm like, dude, no fucking way you know that. Little do I know, China's just off the map. So I'm like, obviously a Taiwanese truck because Chinese.
It's not
Oh,
even. So I was making it. That's
well,
another thing I don't like about this game. It's you can gaslight yourself. That was a gut. I saw like an Asian looking truck and I saw a factory, and I was just like, chips, dude. Obviously that's Taiwan, but like that's
that was
not.
in Shenzhen.
Yeah, it's not.
But
And sometimes
now,
I do that. I'm like, oh, obviously this is coastal Mexico, and then it's northwest India, and I'm like,
well,
world's too
dude, the
big.
Sandtowns are fucked. I agree with you. Fuck the Sandtowns and fuck the jungle. But I like that most of the time it's like now, for example, anytime I'm in Asia,
You're still
I'm
playing.
no, I want to, but then I just feel it's lost. It's a lot more fun playing with friends. Good knowledge for the app that we build in the future. But like another one, just I was starting to learn like I'd see a lot of signs. I'm trying to figure out like which Asian language is this, and it's like okay, if you see fucking bubble like circles in the letters, Korean,
Korea.
yeah, and then if you see like really like sharp kind of blocky letters, probably China or Taiwan in this case, because what's their language? Fucking what's that language?
Those.
What's the
What's their
language?
Chinese? Taiwanese?
Mandarin.
Oh,
Mandarin's like blocky versus like Japanese. It's a lot more.
it's a
It's
little
curvier.
smooth. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
she's
curvy.
smooth. She's kind of
It's kind
nice
of in
with it.
between Chinese and Korean. I like
Yeah. So now I'm
Hebrew.
like,
I was really good at
yeah,
Israel. They got like very straight lines, I would say.
right.
Square, very square.
I think there's like the 80-20 of it. You don't want to get into the 20% optimizations, but the 80 is kind of fun. And I think you gave up at about 60. And I think we had maybe you probably gave up at about 30, like getting the
Um,
80%.
yeah, to be honest, I just wasn't. It was actually an underlying like, what is the point? I don't need
Oh,
games on my phone. What? And it wasn't.
well, yeah,
I
you
guess you
could
were
have.
working on your Bear Grylls, but I was like, what? What am I competing for?
Yeah, well, you said fucking your small world's big.
So small,
Huh.
so small.
Easy.
So that was Geoguessr.
But a lot of, I mean, I was sucked in. So I think if we have that sort of, the problem where I spiraled recently with our company, I don't know what direction we're going, but my problem was with ah, with our game, like if you're gonna do SAT problems, you really got to be sitting down at a desk to do them. Which I really like how Geoguessr, I can just, you saw my position, dude. Legs were kicked up in the air, back was on the butt of the chair. It's like I like that.
It's all right there.
So that's where I started radicalizing a little bit more towards video. Is I'm like I want the lazy boy approach to the SAT. Like maybe it just I watch a cartoon doing problems, and that gives me points or something. Um, I couldn't crack the riddle. I tried doing the thing where it's like, oh, maybe you just use your finger as a stylus and you can solve problems. Really frustrating. It's just you need a stylus. You need a bigger screen, really, and this is all we're dealing with. So I don't know. We got some puzzles to solve on that end, but
You got any
the
other
potential's
threads?
there. You want a good
Just
one?
maybe read one out, and then I'll decide
Okay.
if I think there's meat on its bones. I got my
Um,
motorcycle license. Certified hog rider.
yeah, nice. I was texting Slick. We want to go on a hog ride, and his neighbor's down. His neighbor's fucking crazy too. So,
Mm.
um,
You, Slick, and the crazy neighbor.
yeah.
Just a thing about the motorcycle exam in Illinois. We didn't go on the street once. Like the way you pass, you probably didn't either in your course, but it's all first gear, slow speed maneuvers, which
Mm-hmm.
I get is good. It's good to have good technique, but like no one in my class has gotten up to third gear. Nobody has been on a street with cars. I
Yeah.
just don't. It's strange to me. Like we were like
Right.
the entire state exam takes place in a white painted box. It's not that big in the parking lot where you make like a turn from stop, you do like a U-turn, and you have to swerve around a cone and you have to stop really fast.
Yeah.
and then they're like, "Mwah."
I
So
think my guess is they know you've already been on the road. Like, I know when I first got my permit, when I was driving back, I'm like, yo, the inputs right now are fucking crazy. Like, there's just shit whizzing by, and I'm like, it's just like too much to handle. Uh, versus I think like people are used to that because you already got your driver's license, I think, to get your motorcycle license.
Wait, you're talking about when you got your permit as in a car, and there was a lot going
Yeah,
on,
like that was really overwhelming because you had to like learn how to drive a car and understand the rules of the road. But we
right?
kind of already get the rules of the road. We just need to understand how to drive the
Technique.
vehicle.
And I will say, like so Motorcycle Safety Foundation (MSF). It's like a $300 course. It takes a weekend. They did create from people that could really not ride. Like they created good riders. They had good technique. They were stable, good balance. But I'm like, they haven't been up to third gear, and like
Yeah.
it's kind of a different beast to be
But
going 40 miles an hour with cars.
you're kind of just cruising then.
True.
I think the hard shit, like the shit, like where did we have the most problems? Granted, passing on slippery roads and gravel, but like other than that, it was the like 0 to 5 miles an hour.
Yeah.
That was where Tomas was tipping like crazy.
Actually, if you tip, you fail.
Yeah, yeah.
Somebody on the last day of my weekend course on Sunday at like 4:30 p.m., we were running through a mock state exam on the and they didn't like this guy. To be talk
Mm,
about your the things you've learned to sympathize with. This guy was not the best driver. They had it out for
mm,
him from the get go. All they needed was a reason to throw him out of the class. And
yeah.
on the swerve maneuver, man, he went down.
He
He
went
went
down.
he went down. He swerved too much. Didn't come back from the swerve. Actually, bike
Oh,
tipped, and
fuck.
they threw him out of the class right then and there.
Right then and there.
Yeah, only guy that didn't pass. It was very sad. Um,
Damn.
yeah, it's funny too because the bikes that we're training on have like they have like the safety package. So they've got
Yeah.
like
Roll
they've got
cage.
like they got like roll cage. And so they don't really fall. Yeah, it's just silly, dude.
You got thrown
They
out
just
there.
kind of like tip and then it hits the roll cage and then
Uh,
the instructor has to come pick you up.
fuck, dude.
If you
Well,
stall 3 times, you're out too.
yeah, it's high pressure, but I fucking pearled all my shit, dude. My figure eights were so sick. You want one more little bow? I don't know if this is worthy of whatever it is, but I was just watching fucking like TikToks or something. Also, I deleted everything off my phone.
That's
Uh,
probably for the best.
yeah,
I've
just got
I've
iMessage now.
do we want to get into that?
Oh, sure, sure. I got
Was that the
mine's
thread?
quick at the end. No, but I just
I
picked up my
just
phone.
same. I think I haven't deleted everything, but I turned off all notifications. I just got kind of sick. I think people,
No.
from talking to friends, seeing what people are talking about on Twitter, all this talk about dumb phones and stuff, I actually think something is happening where people are getting really sick of being so connected all the time. And I
Mm,
think it's very anti-human nature to
the
be on
most.
screens. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I literally did that of I want to buy a dumb phone and that's just going to be my phone. Then I realized I can't have two phones with the same number. So I'm like, okay, well, I need a game phone and I'm just like,
For
I'm just going to turn my
Geoguessr?
current phone. Yeah, I need to, yeah. So I put GeoGuessr on my iPad. All my apps are on my iPad. And this is just my normal phone is just a dumb phone. Um, Granted, I'm really hacking the system because I just go on Safari and I start going on Twitter. But
Safari,
I might have to block
Instagram.com.
that. We'll
What it
see.
was too for me, I think how it started is this is probably a month or two ago. Oh no, it was when it was when Trump got almost killed, assassination attempt number 1. And with the election coming up, everything just turned, and then the Dems swapping out Biden for Kamala. It's just like everything is just like Harris, Biden, Trump. It's just who was it that tweeted? I think it was Naval. He's like the greatest problem right now is you're getting otherwise normal, productive people involved in politics.
Mm.
And I was so it started with I blocked all these stupid words, and then Twitter was still kind of fun. And then I was just, and then once I did that, I was like, what am I even doing? Like, I don't care about, I don't know.
Here's my bow, dude. I'll throw out my other thread. Uh, this is talk. There's a book, like this dude that sold his company to Warren Buffett. He's just giving like the behind the scenes. But his company, it was a jewelry company that like his family grew it really big. And the thing he said about his dad is like his dad, the thing that made him special is anything outside his control, he didn't give a fuck. It was like, dude, he built this company to fucking massive proportions during the Great Depression. It's like, oh, Great Depression, didn't even know it was happening, dude. We're crushing over here. I'm like, ah, it fucking rips, dude. He's like, he never looked at the economy, didn't care. He's like, dude, we just crush. Like, that's all that matters. I'm like, fuck, that's it.
Gardeloo!
Dude,
The locus of control ending, baby.